Welcome to the Boxing Life podcast with me, Tony Jeffries. On today's episode, we've got a guest, one of the top trainers in Boxing Burn. So every time a trainer gets to the elite level on the tier system, we're going to bring them on here and introduce them. So we've got Josh how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Polit.
Polit.
In Spanish, but it's Polit.
Josh Polit.
Yeah.
Josh Polit. So Josh is a top trainer here in Boxing Burn. How's it going, Josh? How's things?
It's going great.
Everything good? Yeah, good. Alongside him, we've got Glenn, Mr. Six-Figure Holmes. Glenn, how's it going, mate?
Shit. Got a really shit day today.
Really?
Yeah, I'm down.
Tell us about your day. Why has it been so bad?
I had to get up and then it's really bad. I had to drive all the way to Malibu.
Not far, but...
And I had to train a big music producer up there and his kids on the beach at a place called Nobu, which is like some restaurant. And then I had to have brunch afterwards that was paid for. So it was a tough morning. And then I had to drive back and do some more work at the gym. And then I've had to come and do this podcast. So
bloody hell.
Rough day.
Rough day for Glenn. And I know how much he charges. So, I mean, freaking out, mate.
Yeah, it's rough.
Charges a fortune. So it sounds terrible.
It was like a terrible day so far. Hopefully it'll get better.
The day in the life of Glenn Holmes, down Malibu, on Malibu Beach, eating in Nobu with some big high-profile celebs. All right, mate, sounds bad. So, Josh, for people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Can I be called Five-Figure Josh?
Four-figure Josh?
Five-figure.
So you're Josh Four-Figure
Josh. Well, I'm an ex-MMA fighter out of Miami. I used to fight at American Top Team down there. I have about 8 fights. I used to train, compete in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, Muay Thai, everything you name it. And then I moved over here about 6 years ago. And now, I retired at a young age to not get hit and make money teaching instead of doing.
How long have you worked at Boxing Burn?
I've only been here 7 months.
7 months?
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Feels longer than that.
It does feel longer than that.
Yeah.
So I remember when we interviewed Josh, Glenn at first, he says, we've got this guy, he's coming from another gym called Pavil, that's in West Hollywood. And he's good. He seems like a really good trainer and all that. Get him in. I went, all right, sound. First question I asked Glenn, is he an actor? Glenn's, well, he does a bit of acting on the side. No, I can't be asked for another one of these actors who want to use us as a stepping stone as a trainer.
The weird thing is, as soon as you asked me that, I thought, as soon as I said yeah, I knew straight away you were going to be like, not a chance. But I was like, no, believe me, he's a good trainer. Like, just hear me out.
I showed up in a Hawaiian shirt, on the way to the beach, like shorts. And I'm like, let's just stop by. And my girlfriend's like, you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I'm like, I don't care, so what?
Not when I seen you, or you definitely wouldn't have got the job.
No.
After wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Just going back to that meeting when you first came in the gym, I kind of knew straight away because you told me I'm working. The first thing you said was not like anything about what you want to try and do or whatever. It was you were telling me what you're doing now and why you weren't happy doing it. And it was, I'm working at Prevail. And I thought, Prevail, that's like number 2, 3 top boxing fitness gyms in LA, right? And yeah, it's in the top 5, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty famous, well-renowned gym. So the first thing you said to me was, I'm working at Prevail, and I want to leave there. I don't like how the way things are going. I want to find somewhere else. I was kind of like sold from what you told me. I was like, okay, well, you're already doing it. Yeah. Clearly you want to move on and go do it somewhere else. I'm like, well, let's go. So
he scouted me. I don't think you remember, but I first asked for you, and he was like busy. I was just like waiting. Around, had nothing to do. And then you were busy with a client. And then when you were finally free, I was like, hey, I'm Josh. And you're like, hey. And I told you all that stuff that you just said. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I'm too busy right now. Like, here's my card right now or whatever. You're like, so I grabbed your card. And I'm like, you're like, text me. I'm like, okay. So I left. And then you just like walked away and you like looked back and you're like, come here. You're like, this is the way the gym works. We have the rings, we have the bags, we have the floor. It goes like this. And I'm kind of like, did I get the job?
Yeah, and I remember when we met, and I liked you as well. From the meeting, you were a very likeable lad, but that thing about I'm an actor was just like, because me personally, and I can speak for most of us, is like we don't want to put time into someone who wants to be an actor in the training because it's just like they haven't got the 2 feet in the training. But what makes you different is you really, like we see now when we seen straight away, like you really did have your 2 feet in the training and you still had like one arm out wanting to do the acting
Yeah.
stuff, but when you walk through that door, you wanted to be there. You're passionate, and you absolutely loved what you'd done, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you just are a good actor. One of the two.
You'll never know.
No, in fact, you're not a good actor, or you wouldn't even be working there.
You'll never know.
But yeah, and since then you've been killing it, right?
Yeah,
And
I feel so, hopefully.
Yeah, enjoying it. And yeah, so it was like, wow, this guy, I wish he'd just let them dreams of acting go and concentrate on this, because you can be really successful at this. So where are you now? Were you acting?
It's funny because when I moved here, and I'm one of the lucky ones because I moved here with an agent, a manager, and things are going good. I'm not just like an actor who just moved here and doesn't have like representation, and I actually have I go out for real things. I've gotten real close to a lot of things. I've been on movies, I've been on TV shows, commercials. So it's I'm one of the lucky ones. But when you would ask me, what's your plan B? I would be like, there's no plan B. And that's kind of the mindset you have to have for everything. There's no plan B. This is what I'm doing. Acting,
Yeah.
I'm going to make it an acting. I was convinced. And it's not like I was delusional. I'm going out for big roles
work,
and stuff
right?
like that. So
Yeah.
so I know that it's going to happen. Just it's a matter of time. But then little by little, training just kind of found me. Somebody asked me for help one day while I was at a jiu-jitsu academy. I was teaching Muay Thai. And someone was like, hey, do you do privates? And I'm kind of like, yeah, I can teach you some stuff. And then from there, I'm kind of like, let me get in. Let me give this thing a shot because I enjoy doing it. It's what I love, And the fact that I'm not fighting still kills me when I see my friends in the UFC and guys that I used to beat up at tournaments in jiu-jitsu when we were 18 years old or fighting in the UFC. A bunch of big names like Bruce Leroy. We used to be, he's a big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were at all the tournaments in Miami. George Masvidal, who just beat Cowboy Cerrone, we were in the same fight cards in Miami because Miami's small. So, this is 06. Nobody knew what MMA was back then,
Right.
These were during the Kimbo Slice backyard days.
Yeah.
And what people don't know is in those backyards, when they used to do the bare knuckle fighting, they also used to have jiu-jitsu matches on the ground too. And we'd be there, and I was in part of that scene of the old school MMA in Miami.
Yeah. So where are you? Were you acting?
Acting right now is good. I actually got...
Didn't want you to
it's
say
going good. It's tough because my head is here. It's at Boxenburn. My head is here all the time. So sometimes before, when I used to get an audition, I'd be, for commercials. If it's a show and stuff like that, I'm always psyched. And I kind of, when I read the breakdown, you kind of know what you're going in for. If I'm right for the role, I get excited. But now when I'm, not right for the role, before I used to be like, oh, I'll go in there and change their mind. But now it's kind of like, oh, man, I got to cancel this client or move this client around. I don't want to. I'm just focused here. I never thought that, not saying acting is plan B now, but I have 2 A's.
Right.
I feel like you could relate to him a little bit because you've done a bit of that as well when you first got here, wasn't it? Your focus was always the gym and business and growing the brand or whatever. But you had an agent who was getting you little gigs on the side too. So I guess it's the same. You got a bit of experience with that as well.
I used to get just about every single gig that I went in. It's true, because when they found out about my background and all that, I was like, oh, wow. So I've done a few, but there was a couple that I never got, and I could not stand it. I was like, why? Because like you said, if you read the paper, the breakdown, and it tells you what the role is, and you think, oh, I'm right from the role. Mate, there was we need a boxer, a real boxer who's had real fights, blonde hair, blue eyes, 6'2", real experience. And I'm reading this, I'm like shaking, getting nervous in my stomach. This is for a massive Gillette commercial. And they just read a description of me, and I was like, this is for me. And I'd get there, and there'd be 100 people who looked exactly like me, who's all boxed, who's better looking or whatever. And it's just like, shit.
You thought you were the only one that might.
I thought I was the only one because
Yeah.
it reads me, and then there's in this town it's just full of them, and then the what's it called when you get knocked back when you get knocked back from them. I was like, nah, not for me that shit. I'm concentrating on this one thing.
It's rough.
Yeah, you're putting your fate in or your success, I guess, in other people's hands constantly, right?
Yeah, but look how boxing gets you. Because when I was at my old gym, I was already at a good agency. I was at Abrams, or a top 20 agency, pretty big.
Yeah.
And I was training this lady one day who's actually the one that told me about you guys, my agent now. And I didn't know who she was, and she just wanted to do private, and I'm like, okay. So she emailed me and it said innovative at the bottom. And I'm like, innovative? That's number 4 agency in the world. So I'm like, who's she there? She's the agent at Innovative, Abby Bluestone, who, like I said, she told me about you guys. She's the one. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, she told me. I was teaching a class at Prevail, mad because they wouldn't let me spread my wings, even though I love the place. You know, I mean, whatever, anyways. She literally said she's very outspoken. In the middle of the class, she's like, there's a bartender teaching this class, and they're not letting you, like, move up. What the fuck? She's like, Josh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, she's right.
Yeah.
I did.
You come here and you smashed it. Now you want our head trainers. Like I said at the beginning, we've got a tier system where if your performance and your education are good, you're going to move up the tier system where you get a better percentage. In your privates, you get more money per class. And when you get to the top tier, there's only... How many trainers in the top tier? Not many, 5, I think.
4 or 5.
Like, and 2's just come on, or 3's just come on. Josh P, Josh H, and Kerry, and now all the top tiers. So this is getting the money and talking about their training and philosophies. I don't even know what the word philosophy means, but I put it down as a question.
It's like your opinion and your attitude and thoughts towards things.
So give me your training philosophy, Josh.
It's hard to explain because I really don't. I'm just myself. Like, it's hard to, like, I don't know. It's
actually philosophy.
I'm not acting. You know, I am myself. Luckily, myself have a lot of energy, and I care about everything that I do, and I want to be the best at everything I do. When I come in here, I'm just happy to be here. I just talk to people, and my biggest thing is just talk to people. I talk to people, ask them about their day. In class, I genuinely care. I don't, walk around just like pretending like, all right, guys, let's go. No, I'm literally in people's faces, like when they're slacking off, like, what are you doing? Let's go, pick it up.
I think it comes down to having pride in what you do. And every time a class starts to the minute the class finishes, I can tell you have pride in that class. Mm-hmm. It's like, I know I have pride in every class that I'm on. I feel like if I don't give 100% to that class, or I go through the motions with it, I don't feel like I've done myself justice, let alone the members that are paying to be in that class. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is like having pride in your performance.
We're always weird about hiring an actor, because the pride's in acting.
I think,
But where Josh's is not. Josh's pride's here. It might be in acting as well, but we don't.
It's a lot of downtime in acting, and when I was at a restaurant before, your mind is always on acting. Right. So then when you go in for a role, it puts a lot more pressure on you, because you're like, I have to book this, Yeah. And now I don't even think about it. So whenever I get an audition, I'm like, cool. And I'm just like, I go in there and I feel better at auditions now, actually, than I did before.
Mm. What would you say your best source of education is? Like, where do you learn your stuff from? Is it Instagram videos, YouTube? Is it from doing certification courses? Is it Glenn? What is it? Is it any...
Instagram, YouTube. I'm always. That's what I tell people. Like, Glenn says the same thing to all the trainers. You guys got to always be learning. I mean, at least for me, like, you do you. If you don't want to learn or grow, that's fine. But I can't be one-dimensional. Right. I want to be able to do fast mitts for the people who like the little fast mitts. I want to be able to do real, long punches, correct, for people who actually want to fight.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do everything. I don't want to be one-dimensional, because when you're charging the amount of money that we charge, I'm going to make your money worthwhile, so that when someone's training with somebody else, or they're training with me, and they look around, they see somebody else, and they're like, what are they doing?
I realized that pretty quick when the gym first opened. I felt like I had a decent knowledge of boxing and was all right on the mitts and stuff, and I just relied on that. Yeah. And then a couple of people were like, oh, I want stronger legs, and I want to be able to run faster, and I was like, might not be the person for you, But then that kind of hit me. I was like, okay, well, I got to know how to do everything. Yeah. So, you got to step up your education and learn everything. So anyone who comes to you, you got to be able to deliver anything that
So Glenn, would you see,
want.
What would you see your best source of education is? Where do you get it from?
I think now being around the gym and just observing how people move, I think is a good piece of education for me. Like, I can spot bad form, bad mechanics, all that kind of stuff. I'm just constantly observing my surroundings.
Right.
And watching other trainers train, whether it's other outside trainers coming in or our trainers working and just picking up on little bits or seeing things that I wouldn't do, seeing things that I haven't seen before. I'm like, oh, that's good, or I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Just being observant and looking around and just being in it day to day, I feel like keeps me on my toes and keeping me sharp.
Do you know what's mad in the fitness industry, where you can get a NASM certification, and which is one of the number one ones in America, by doing an online course. And if you're NASM certified, you can get a job in some of the biggest gyms, the Equinox gyms and all that, by sitting on a computer.
I know. I hate books. I hate studying.
Right.
I'm the same.
I would have never been a fighter if I was good at books. I'd be in college doing something else, besides getting hit in the face or whatever. So there's people at LA Fitness that are NASM certified. They don't know anything about kettlebells, don't know anything about body mechanics, don't know anything. So that's why I don't really like the Honored Academy, or the Boxing Burn Academy. It's hands-on. You're always learning. You're always doing something the whole time, opposed to reading a book.
I think I go through phases as well. Like, for example, yesterday I watched 2 documentaries on YouTube at night. It's like total nerd stuff, but watched a documentary on the 2000 Olympic rowing team. Right. I was just like blown away, just watching the coaches and the training programs they went through and their mindsets and stuff like that. And then I watched another one about a Moroccan Olympian. I forgot his name. El Giroux, is it? One of the most famous Moroccan runners. Like 20-minute documentary on him. I come out of that and I was just like, whoa, I can't wait to get to the gym now. Right. So just watching documentaries and stuff like that, I love that. Keeps me fresh.
Even when we're home, we're doing things that have to do with this industry. Always learning. I'm always at home watching YouTube videos, Instagram videos, I follow coaches that I like, copy, and I'm a sponge. I can see something and then just imitate it.
But I think I've seen a lot of people say that Instagram's like killing the fitness industry, in that people think that they can just watch an exercise or a couple of exercises or follow a workout on Instagram or YouTube and then go, okay, I'm going to go and do that exact thing with my client today. Yeah. That's where it's killing it. The people that are using Instagram and YouTube and social media to learn and pick up on things and then apply that in a smart way, I think it's helping the fitness
Well, you've got
industry.
to do it yourself.
You've got to have the knowledge and the skill to be able to go, all right, that's a great exercise, but I'm going to use it where it's appropriate to use it, like instead of just watching like someone do something on a TRX and then go, oh, my client's going to do that, and then putting someone who's not capable or it's not right for that person on it just because it's something new for you as a trainer. That's where it's killing it, but it's definitely a great tool.
Where, for me, I don't look at any training. I don't do any training. I've definitely 100% forgot a lot more than I know now.
That's because you're not doing it day to day, I think.
Right, but I'll sit if I've got like a sparring class or whatever, and I'll pick my brain and think of some little exercise that I used to do on the Olympic training camp or whatever, and they're really, really good exercises. Yeah. But because I don't do it daily like you boys, and I'm punchy, I forget. But yeah, I think now it's like when we're talking about the NASM, like we've interviewed people, and when it says on the resume, I'm NASM certified, that's very attractive to us. But in hindsight, it's not that, I'd rather someone said that they were on it certified or something like that, or I've done TRX courses.
I'm a former world champion. Oh shit! All right, you want a job, and then can't hold mitts for shit.
I know. I mean, it happens. So I think with the NASM certification courses, would you recommend it? I would.
Oh, definitely. It gives you that good base knowledge, but then it takes time on top of that to get the experience and the practice of working with people and being personable and coaching and mentoring people in the right way. Building relationships, working with people all the time, transforming their bodies in the right way, all that kind of stuff.
But one thing I would recommend 100% is if you are NASM certified, to get CAUs. It's very important to get CAUs.
Yeah, that's probably bigger than...
But Glenn, where can you get CAUs for NASM?
Well,
From the Boxing Burn Academy, which is in... Orlando, Florida, in May 21st, and then again in Austin in June
10th and 11th, Austin,
June 10th
Texas.
and 11th. Oh, nice.
At the On It Academy.
And then back in Santa Monica in July,
Yeah.
and then we're going up to San Jose. We're going to Denver. If you want to find out more about the Box and Burn Academy, go to boxandburnacademy.com, and this is where we teach you how to teach boxing. If you're not, I'm certified, ACE certified, ISSA, AFAA. Get CUs for all them. Anyway, Josh, back on you, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought I'd put
all good.
while we're talking about
Plug
it. So I've got a few questions here that I want to ask you and other trainers that come on here, because I think people who's listening, they can benefit from that. So one question is, where do you get your clients from? How do you get your clients, and how do you retain the clients?
Cool. So some people, I've never once gave my card out to anybody. So that's saying something.
Right.
I'm literally, I don't know. I just think it's my personality. I think in class, put energy, be vocal, give everybody equal attention, especially the first timers. You got to make them feel comfortable, because most of my clients have been first timers who got along with me in class, and
Right.
I just made their experience better. And then after class, they're like, "Hey, we want to train with you." And I'm like, "Cool, let's do it." Because I know that people come to boxing when they're intimidated. They're like, "It's a boxing gym.
Yeah.
People here are going to be amazing." And we have people that are amazing. So it's super intimidating. So I just let them know that, like, everybody started where they're starting, and it's going to be fine. And the trainers and myself are here to help you. And you're going to get through it. And you're going to be fine. You're going to love it at the end.
Yeah.
So I think they can see that in me, and they could see the honesty that I'm, like, not lying to them. And people just like that. People like honesty. They don't like sharks. They don't like people trying to beg them or make them feel bad for training with
That's
them.
great, and I think personality goes a long way in personal training. You can be the most sophisticated personal trainer with every single degree and all that.
Yep.
But if you're boring and you've got no personality and you're not fun to be around, I really believe the guy who's got very little to no to no qualifications, who's got decent knowledge, is going to earn way more money and be way more successful than that guy. Do you agree?
Yeah, it goes back to what we said on a podcast a bit ago when we were talking about personal training 101 with Kev. And I said how big building relationships is in this industry.
Right.
I think that's probably one of the biggest skills is being personable, having personality and character, and making people feel at ease, making them have fun in their workouts. And building those relationships over a long time is how you're going to eventually be successful at it, more than... It's not what you know; it's how well you can coach what you know. I think.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Josh, what would you say your? I can't say this word. Niche. What is that?
That's tough.
I think everyone's got one thing that
I know what his
do.
niche is. He says it on his pink mitts.
Oh, primalness.
Primal.
I'm very unorthodox. My training methods aren't like most that you'll see. I get things that I learned from Pilates, from Olympic lifting, from cardio, from jiu-jitsu, and I just create these workouts that work for your body and that are specific to your needs. And I think I'm just well-rounded. I think that's my niche. My niche is that I'm very well-rounded. You need to be a faster runner. I know what you got to do to become a faster runner. You want to fight better, get ready for a boxing fight, I can help you.
But if you have to pick one specific thing, what would it be? Because we all trainers like, oh yeah, I can do everything.
No, but like, you've seen it, so you know.
No, you can do most. But as well. So what do you enjoy doing? What is your thing? You know, what are your things? If someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, Josh, I want to put weight on and build muscle," I imagine that's
functional fitness. That's my thing.
Yeah,
functional fitness.
From when I see you training clients, I think you're really good and grounded in body weight stuff.
Yep.
Like I see you doing a lot of like body control and putting people in control of their bodies first before you start throwing anything else on top of that.
Functional fitness, battle ropes, kettlebells, body weight, all that stuff. And through the Honored Academy, which I got certified in the functional fitness, like you were saying before, I can see somebody's problem immediately.
Right.
From them, I can have you do a push-up or try to do a push-up or do a plank. And you're doing this, so I know you have a bad hip. Or I'm making you do a move like a kick over or a kick through, and you don't have flexibility in your hip, but then you have knee problems, and then that's why. So I can start to see those type of things. But functional fitness, I guess, is my niche for sure.
What's yours, Glenn?
My niche?
Yeah.
I think it's changed. Like I said, when I first started, I was just pure boxing over and over again. But I think the more that I've learned now, I feel like I'm really comfortable with explosive movements and speed and agility work. I love doing that stuff. That's what I find fun. But more recently, a lot of more strength endurance, like barbell training and like just pushing people's strength a lot more. I'm more comfortable training that now, and I like that a lot more than I used to.
What's your goals now, Josh? What's your goals? Obviously, to be the next.
Well, I reached my goal of being an elite trainer.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to keep. I don't know. I just want to keep growing every day. Every day, I'm trying to get better. Trying to get to 6 figures over here.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of that 5 figure.
Right. No, that'll come.
Everything's just coming. Everything I wanted has come. Now, next thing is, traveling with the academy. Being part of that team, being part of the last academy was one of my big goals from when I started here.
Right.
That was amazing. Helping teach people is what I like. I like to do it. People, money is great, but I like to teach people. I like to give back.
We've just been talking in the office there because Glenn's just got an email from Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Somewhere in Massachusetts wants to go out there.
Yeah, asking how much it'll cost to fly us out there to do a certification course with, I think they had 6 or 7 trainers. And like what we do with the 3 of us go out, me, Kevin, Glenn, will fly out to a place like Austin and we'll do our certification course there. But that gives us the idea there of just thinking, well, why don't we train a trainer up if it's yourself and fly you out there by yourself, and you can do the academy and then earn a good little backhander, and then these people are going to get certified, and then they might want to all come back and do the level 2. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, that I'm thinking out loud on the podcast here, but like we've just that minute discussed that, so I think that would be something great for you to do, to do that and something down the line. Yeah, with the academy, there's plenty of expansion plans for it. Like we got big goals for it over the next 2-3 years, and then hopefully this year we're going to be taking it online as well. So there's plenty of room to start bringing on other trainers and staff and growing it as a business. So that I like that you're inspired by it and you want to be a part of it and grow with it, because there's definitely huge opportunities.
There's no limit. That's what's crazy about working here.
Right.
I was limited before, and here it's
constantly
I've only been
growing.
here 7 months. I haven't been here a year. A year.
That's mad.
A year. I'm on a freaking podcast. Look at this. 7 months. It's nuts.
7 months. That's great. Yeah, but like we said there, like with that academy and with you and your style, and you've been here 7 months now, and you're one of the top trainers out of 30 trainers. Take Glenn and Stephen out of the equation. I mean, you're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great. So
you're a prime example of you get out what you put in. You know, you put your heart and soul into the classes, into your clients, and you're reliable. You're on time. You're passionate about it, and then that rewards itself. You don't have to rely on the gym to pay or be looking around. You know what I mean? It's like you feel like you. I feel like the way the gym and the business is set up, it allows you to grow as a person for yourself. You're not constantly relying on the gym to give you what you need to grow. And
I think what you've just said there, Josh, you hear a lot, and that's what you've got to do in fitness businesses. You've got to be there a lot. You've got to be working hard, which you're doing, and this is why you're so successful. The guys who are not here a lot and they're not working hard, they're not getting anything. They're the kind of guys that want stuff given to them, which you're never going to get.
I think that goes for anyone who's listening, who's in any line of work. Like, if you're trying to build and grow, and you're going through that phase of paying your dues and trying to build with whatever you're doing, be in that, whatever you're in, be in it as much as you possibly can. Like when the gym first opened, there was nothing in the building. It was just empty, and it was just me, Tony and Kev sat at a desk. We'd have a couple of classes a day, do those classes, and then after the 7 a.m. class, I'd be there from 8 until the 5 p.m. class. I'd have nothing to do, right? Because I had no clients and nothing to do. So I'd maybe train myself, hit the heavy bag, hang around for a little bit, go and get some food, come back, a couple of people would walk in, meet some new people. And I just did that for the first however long it took to just grow. Yeah. And now I see people, they come in, they'll do the class, they leave. They come in, do the class, they leave. And if they're not doing a private session or they're not doing a class, they're not there.
Yeah.
And
right.
And the trainers that are there when they're not doing a class or a private session are either training there, or they're having their lunch there, or they're on their phones researching stuff there, or doing some work on their laptop there. Those are the trainers and the people that will eventually grow and build, because the members will see their face a lot more. The people will get used to seeing him around. You know, you'll be kind of become part of the furniture of the gym.
Yeah.
And over time, that pays off.
Yeah, it's the same with anything you do. Be there and work hard.
Be the first one in and be the last one out. If you give a shit about what you're doing.
We had Andrew Torres, who was a trainer here before. He did exactly that. He come from a bad gym, not much experience in training, but he was the first one in and he was the last one out for a good year, and then he was successful, and he really started earning good money, very good money.
Yeah.
He's obviously left now and he's doing his own thing, but it just shows the people the standout people in the fitness industry, not just this gym, but in the fitness industry as well.
Right.
You can see, like Isak from the Honor Academy. Yeah. We've been there. He's there all day.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. Eric, Primal Soldier, another one. He's there all day.
Yeah.
With his shirt off.
Just constantly training.
Just taking Instagram videos.
It's cold, no shirt, all day.
Yeah. It's funny because when Whitney's Aubrey Marcus is the owner of Honoured, and he's now fiancée of Whitney. She had an amateur fight, and I trained her for the fight, and they flew me and Glenn out there to be in a corner and all that. And remember, it was that Primal Soldier, Eric, what's his last name?
Leia.
Yeah, Eric Leia. He was fighting on that card as well. Beast, by the way. Beast, I mean.
He beat the shit out of the guy, didn't he?
Odd bastard. And and he it was like 3 hours before the fight, right? And all he does is train all day. 3 hours before his fight, took his shirt off, went outside for like a 3 or 4 mile run. 3 hours before the fight. And then,
right, get on this. He was in Aubrey's office warming up Whitney. We weren't even warming up yet because there was still a few fights left. And he was like, going out into the gym and spy on the other girl and see what she's doing. So every 10 minutes I'd be out in the gym checking to see what they're doing. I'm like, oh, they're already hitting the mitts. And then, so they were getting warmed up, and then right next to her, Primal's there on the kettlebells.
Was he really?
Right before, 10 minutes before he's supposed to fight.
Yo,
Then he gets his knee pads on and all this, and he's getting ready. And then his ring walk's coming up, so I'm stood right next to him, and I go, oh, all the best, mate. I'm like, all the best. And he's like, and he just goes like this. He goes, I'm gonna fuck him up. And then it's like, all right. The ring announcer just starts pounding it to the ring. I was like, man, he's funny.
Absolute beast, that lad. So why what we're seeing, like the guys who's successful guys are always there.
Yeah.
That's an example of it. Just like you, Mr. Polit.
Yeah, when people say, I was first one in, last one out. No. I have the kickboxing class at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock. I also do 7 a.m. I'm literally first one in, last one out.
There
you go.
The gym.
Yeah, I don't want to be first one in. It's too early.
Super.
Too early. Well, guys, thank you for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, you see this beautiful Box and Burn Santa Monica t-shirt that I'm wearing. This is now for sale on boxandburn.com, and with loads of other stuff like the key fobs, the little boxing gloves, all that sort of stuff. So go on there and buy loads of stuff so we can pay Josh more, because Josh is dying for some more money. Please. So we can stop that acting shit, you know.
I just wanted to mention as well, if you're listening to this on iTunes, please go and leave us a review on iTunes. We're going to start sending out people packages for their best reviews on iTunes.
Yeah, 5-star review on iTunes. We will send you an amazing little package with some amazing stuff in. Oh, as well, Glenn, you told us that you would give someone a free session.
Who?
You did. You texted us. He said, we're talking about how can
for people who leave reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in LA as well, or you're a member of the gym, and you go
even if you're not in LA, even if you're in England, get over here.
Yeah.
Because Glenn is going to give you a $500 session for free if you leave a good review.
It'll be 10 minutes long.
No, it's a 1 hour session with Glenn, 6-figure homes, if you leave us a great 5-star review on there.
Deal.
And Josh, if people want to find out more about you, if they want to get in touch, if they want to follow your training methods, what's your Instagram?
Yeah, follow my Instagram. It's Josh Polit, BNB. Josh, last name, Polit, BNB.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Good. So go on there, follow him. If you go on the Box and Burn one, you'll see he's tagged in all sorts of stuff, training his clients and that. But he's got a really good Instagram account because he's posting all the time on there and posting good content for you to watch and learn from as well. So if you follow me on Instagram, which I know you two boys do because you stalk me shit all the time. But anyway, you'll have seen the video that I've just posted with Vamsi's missus. Vamsi's missus, a girl who comes to the gym, they've been coming for a long time now. She's 37 weeks pregnant. And she's on the mitts with Cedric blasting away. Did you see that?
39 weeks pregnant now. Because that was a couple of weeks ago when you posted that picture.
Did you see it?
I saw the picture you posted.
No, the video. No, the video.
Of her hitting the mitts. Yeah. I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, the video, and it's unbelievable because I think I'm sure, when you're 38 weeks, that's when you're due. Between 38 and 42 is the time you have the baby. So that's ready to pop any time right now. Yeah. And
it's crazy.
It was funny. Vamsi, the dad to be, was telling us, "Oh, you should do a maternity class, teaching all these pregnant wives boxing." And I said, "Nah." I said for a couple of reasons. Well, one, if you're pregnant and you want to train, you've got to have been doing that same exercise before you were pregnant. So you can't just start doing, I don't know,
something new,
right? Like gymnastics or whatever. You know, as soon as you're pregnant, that's dangerous. And number two, imagine if you had a maternity class with pregnant women and then they had a miscarriage. You're definitely getting the blame.
Or if they went into labour during the class. You would have pulled that shit out.
Oh, I pulled that shit out with your boxing gloves on. Good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. And when my wife was pregnant with I don't know which one of them, with first or second. I remember it was the second one. She was in the gym and she was like 39 weeks pregnant, but she wasn't working out. She'd stopped working out at like 20 weeks pregnant, and she was that dying to get the baby out of her. She was bouncing on the trampoline, thinking, "Come out, come out!" Because I mean, Glenn, you know, when women get that big, they just really want to get the baby out.
Yeah, just want to be done with it, don't they?
So I mean, fair play to her. So if you see him on Instagram, that video, it got a lot of good response. Do you know what I was surprised at? Before I posted, I was thinking, should I post this video or not? Because I know what a lot of people are like, especially where I'm from. I thought I was going to get a lot of negative comments saying,
"Why are you letting that happen?
She's fucking stupid. What if this happens? Right. It's dangerous. It's dangerous."
Did you get any
people? I think I got like a one emoji face that was like this stupid, you know, like you are, like calling us arsehole, you know. But no, so I was surprised that, so it was good. But so that just shows there that how good boxing fitness training is. She's that big. Oh wait, have you got any comments on that or what?
I know, like when you're that pregnant, you're not allowed to get your heart rate above a certain beats per minute. I remember when one of the other members, Polly, was pregnant and she was doing privates with me, and I had to keep her heart rate under like 150 or something when she was like 30 weeks in or something. So I just don't think you can get too high of a heart rate. Right. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I mean, I haven't really trained many pregnant people. No, don't really want to either. You can't hit them. So last week we did a podcast on how our price increase. Me and Kevin did it. Did you hear that or not? Did you listen to it? I listened to it. Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm caught up. And we spoke about the price increase, and you know, members been coming up and like one member's come up with the other day and went, "Oh, Tony, good job on the price increase." And she walked past it. I was like, nice. Another member said it was, "Tony, I can't believe you had to do that podcast and people are really giving you shit about the price increase as people, because guys who never listen to that podcast, we increased the price by $50 a month, which is quite a lot. It's like 25% of the price." And he's like, "Why did you do that? You're still the best gym, blah 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 blah." And do you know what I said? I said, it's not because we're getting shit off people. We get shit off a couple of people. Most people say it's fine, but it's them 2 or 3 people that say, "I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're doing that." What you remember? Where are they going to go? Yeah. You know? Where are they going to go? I know. You're going to go somewhere worse, the charges more. or That's true, yeah, because it's still well under any of the other
$50
gyms.
Cheaper than every place. Yeah. Right. Every other place. Yeah. It's at least similar.
Well, I mean, we're definitely the best, but it just when I thought about it, and I thought, like, I remember I'd done a podcast here with David Price, who was an Olympic bronze medalist and former European. Did he win the European Heavyweight Championship?
As a heavyweight?
Yeah, he was a British heavyweight boxer.
I think he did win European.
From Liverpool, and we're talking about getting shit on Twitter, and he said, like, you know, you'll get 1,000 good comments, you might get 5 bad ones.
Those are the ones that stick.
Them's the ones that stick in your head. And it's kind of like why we've done that podcast, because we've done a post on Instagram about it, and people were like, oh, I can't believe you're putting the price up.
It takes so much mental strength to let negative comments and negative feedback bounce off you.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, it definitely does. When I was fighting, I had 1 draw in my 10 pro fights, and that was because the rounds got messed up. My promoter said that the fight was a 6-round fight, and I never trained correctly. So after the 6 rounds, I was exhausted. Went to the referee and put my hand up, and he says, "Oh no, you've got 2 rounds left." I was devastated, broke my heart, and this was live on TV. I looked like a dickhead because I got my head punched in for the last 2 rounds of some shit journeyman. And I remember after that fight, I got so much abuse, like ridiculous, like, you're crap, you're this, you're that. And, you know, when you're training for the Olympics and then you become a bit of a name, no one ever tells you about, by the way, be prepared for the critics, be prepared for this. No one ever said that.
Yeah.
Until, just imagine now someone, Glenn, said to you, Glenn, they're seeing your video, and not just one person, but you get 1,000 people telling you you're terrible.
I'll give you one example straight away is when we posted about the Academy a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And on it, Academy posted the same video. They shared it to help promote it, and it had I think it's over 10,000 views on the Academy page now. We're just talking about we're going to on it to do the Box and Burn Academy. And there's one comment out of the comments on there, some guy saying, "This looks like a joke. What the hell's this about? You can't teach boxing in one day." And usually I'm like, whatever. So anyway, I clicked on his profile, and his latest post was a picture of the Box and Burn Academy, promoting it, the dates. And I was like, what? And then he'd gone out of his way to post the picture of the Academy, and then in the comments just rip it, saying, "Check this nonsense out, thinking you can teach boxing in 2 days." I was like, oh God, I've got to respond to this. So I left a big fat comment explaining it all, nothing abusive, not having a go at him or anything.
Respectful, wasn't it?
Just respectful, yeah, just keeping it sharp because I believe in it. So I just explained why I believe in it and what it's about. And it's not about trying to teach people to box in a day. It's about creating a system to be able to teach it, etc. And then he bounced straight back with another one. I was like, oh my God.
What were his other pictures? Were they pictures of him?
I don't know. He follows. Exactly. He follows 2,000 people, and he's got 100 followers or whatever.
4 posts.
Right. And then he came back with something else. I was like, whoa, he's up for it, this guy. So I came back with another one, a big fat one, and then he ended up pretty much backing down and be like, all right, yeah, good luck with it. And I'm like, yeah, hope to see you on the course, see you out there like this. But I'm just like, when people go out of their way to post something negative, I don't understand.
I never told you. I went on that a couple of days after you'd finished that conversation. And I went on.
Oh, you had to do.
And you know what I'm like? I kind of hold back because
Yeah.
someone was like, "Oh yeah, it's bullshit," and then he was like, "Yeah," and I went, "Listen, boys," I went, click on hashtag Boxing Burn Certified, and you'll see what all of the people have been seeing about it and all that,
Yeah.
and you'll see how good it is.
Yeah.
And he responded something like, "Mate, this was yesterday. We're past all this. We've explained it. Like leave it alone."
Yeah.
And then I felt like a bit of a dick. So I just blocked him. but then I looked, and he's 23-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, hang on a minute.
You're arguing with a kid.
Getting into it with a kid who hasn't got a clue about life or anything.
But because the reason why I bit on this guy is because he started talking about we're taking money away from real boxing trainers who are in the struggle and aren't making any money trying to train their fighters and all this. And I'm like, I tried to explain to him boxing for fighting and boxing for fitness are two completely different worlds. It's they're not even really linked. Why are you even going down that route? Yeah. So I tried to explain that, but I mean clearly it's too
it's mainly for trainers who want to add a skill to the repertoire
people in the fitness
to make more money.
Exactly. Yeah, The other one that I can think of is when we had Dan Pena on the podcast, and the video's up on YouTube. That's another one that's got a lot of traction. It's what is it up to now? 70,000 views or something.
75,000 views on the podcast.
And during the whole interview, it was in this gym, and he's a big guy who does a bunch of podcasts, pretty big name, got a huge following. He's a billionaire and all this kind of stuff, supposedly. And when he was on the podcast, I was looking at him thinking what are you saying? I just was I couldn't get onto his level. I was expecting to be really impressed and blown away by this guy, and I was just sat there in the middle of like this, and I was like,
that billionaire guy with the suit.
Yeah,
you see that one?
So I'm sat there like this, just looking at it and going, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, just all this stuff going through my head. And then if you watch the video, I'm like this on the video, I was going. And then the comments, I just get destroyed. Like, what is...
Guys,
who is this loser in the middle? It's so funny.
The Boxing Life podcast with Dan Pena. And have a look. Just go on. Didn't even listen to the video. Just
read the comments about me.
I think the last one was like, you look like a predator looking at children or something like that. I mean, they get abused.
Saying I look like a weirdo and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, chill out. I'm just sat there in polo shirts thinking this guy's a knobhead. but the funny thing is with that is you tell me every time there's a new comment hammering me, right? And then for the last like few months it's been on there, I've just been like, oh, whatever, just let him have a go, I don't give a shit. And then the other night I was scrolling through the comments, I thought, let's have a look. I was just bored, so I went through the comments and I started responding to all of them, like from my personal trainer page, just for them to hopefully like click on and have a look through to my
subscribe.
Page. Just get a few subscribers, right? So I started hammering them all back. I'm going, you know where I am, like let's go, just show up at the gym, let's do it. Because they were like, oh, he'd need to slap and all this stuff, and I'm like,
it's funny you should see that.
Trolls.
You follow Joe Carnahan on Twitter?
On Twitter, yeah.
Joe Carnahan, you know Joe?
I think I follow him on Instagram as well.
Yeah, he's a big huge director, done smoking it.
He gets too political on Twitter for me.
He's been on this podcast before, and it was a good podcast. Yeah, he's very political and very opinionated, and he doesn't hold back. He speaks his mind on Twitter. If you go and find him on Twitter and read his news feed, you'll be entertained, because he gets so much shit and he gives them a back. Mate, I was on the Box and Burn Instagram, the Box and Burn Twitter the other day, looking through all the mentions, and there's a mention of him. All right, big fella, you want a piece of me? I'll meet you in Box and Burn. You name the date and time. Let's throw our hands. And he's done that about 5 or 6 times now. Yeah. These Twitter trolls, he's offering to fight them in Box and Burn. I'm all for it. He's getting loads of retweets and all that. And I'm laughing me off like, go on, Joe. Go on, Joe.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
He's a big guy. So, I mean, he just doesn't give a shit and just going balls deep into fighting anyone. Not like I said before about me getting that shit from all these trolls online about saying I'm a shit boxer, you're not going to make anything. And you take it very, very personal when you've not got any experience in it. And I was like 25-year-old, you got no experience in this. And it's just like someone telling you, not someone, like I said, like 1,000 people telling you, you're shit at your job, you're crap, that's no good, you're doing this wrong, you're not going to make it, it's like...
I say it's like so much self-belief and mental strength you have to rise above that stuff.
So much, mate, so much. I'm telling you, because if enough people keep telling you it, you're going to start doubting yourself and starting to believe it, right? Which makes you do things, and it I guess it did with me, mate. It's like it killed confidence a little bit. All these people telling you that. It was horrible. But I'll tell you what, one thing, if you take a positive from it, definitely made us stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Because now I can take it, but I still get a bit sensitive towards it. But it does make you stronger, But it's not a nice place to be, and that's why. Like I tweeted the other day, I put on Facebook, was when who was the fought, and I wrote, Twitter's full of boxing experts today.
Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G, and everyone was...
and everyone was saying he was done, and he was got found out. And,
and then even because I said it's full of boxing experts, I got loads of shit on Twitter about that.
Yeah.
Why can't people have opinions and all that? It's like, oh, man, piss off me. Yeah. Can't be asked me. It's
the same after Liam Smith fought last week, and everyone's like, oh, he got away with that one. Like, he had to headbutt him to get out and all this. And I read Liam put something up on Instagram about... He wanted it more or something, show more heart or whatever. I can't remember what it was about. And then I just scrolled through the comments on that, and he was just getting hammered. Oh, yeah, big time.
People are open-minded. Like, if they want somebody to win a fight, whether that person, like, lost by a little or by a lot, they're still going to be hard-headed and be like, oh, that person...
right.
They can't see, like... You got to be a fan of the sport of boxing. Whether you're going for Triple G or not, you got to be, like, you got to see who really won the fight,
Right, yeah.
And I was going for Triple G, but I think he won. The
biggest one as well is like the Andre Ward Kovalev fight, the last one. And everyone's like, Ward or Kovalev got robbed. It's a disgrace. Fuck Ward. And I'm like, they're so disrespectful to Andre Ward. Like he was the one who came out with. He was the one who made the decision or something. It's like, no, it was clearly when it's clearly a close fight. It's like just be normal.
But I think as well, like
people who just don't have a clue what they're talking about. They don't know.
With favourites, it's always the favourites that get the most shit. Like when I was the favourite, when I drew against that journeyman.
Build you up to knock you down,
because the expectation, like for Triple G, he's expected just to blow everyone out. So he doesn't. Whoa. So now you're all shocked. Like wow, he's shit. He was. And the funniest one for me is where I've seen loads of people writing on social media. I always said he was overrated.
Yeah.
I always said he was shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, mate. Pipe down with that.
Yeah.
Pipe down with that. But I'm excited. I'm going to go on the Brendan's podcast next week or the week after.
On the Big Brown Breakdown.
Yeah, breaking down the fight with Joshua and Klitschko.
Nice.
That's going to be a good fight.
Before or after the fight?
Before the fight.
Nice.
Before the fight. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research into that fight and, and
it's going to be a good one.
Talk about that one. It is.
Josh was the best.
Is that next weekend?
Athlete.
2 weeks.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, the way he trains, nobody trains like him. Nobody.
Beast, mate. Apart from Glenn's clients.
Yeah, they all train like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. Savage.
So until next time, thank you for listening. I'm Tony Jeffries. This is Glenn Holmes.
See you later.
5-figure Josh. See ya.
5-figure Josh. See you later.